Bright QT. Every student matters.
In the previous videos, we have learned about perimeter and area of square and rectangle. We have seen that perimeter of square is equal to 4 into side length and perimeter of rectangle is equal to 2 into L plus B, which is twice of length plus breadth. And then we have seen area of square, it was side square, or we can say side into side, and area of rectangle is length into breadth. Now in this session, we are going to learn about area of rectangles and area of parallelograms. So let's start with this example. So here we are having a rectangle which has been divided into two triangles along the diagonal of the rectangle. So now what do you think about areas of these two triangles? Are they equal? Yes, they are equal. Why they are equal? Because if we will try to cut both the triangles separately and superpose one triangle over the another one, then it will cover it completely and exactly. So it means we can say both the triangles are congruent. Therefore, their areas are also equal as they are overlapping each other completely. So hence we can say area of each triangle, this symbol is used for triangle, is equal to half of area of rectangle. Now here we know how to find area of rectangle. It is length into breadth. So it will be half into 8 into 5. Now by simplifying this, we will get half into 40. Now this will be equal to 20. So it means area of each triangle is equal to 20 square centimeters. So this time what we did, we have taken one rectangle and we have divided it into two triangles, and from there we got area of each triangle is equal to half of the area of rectangle. Now let's take example of this square. Let's say it is a square of side length 5 centimeters. Now here both the diagonals of this square are dividing this square into 4 triangles. Now what can we say about these 4 triangles? Are they congruent? So what we can do, we can form one square of 5 centimeter side length and then we can cut 4 triangles along the diagonals of the square, and then what we can do, then we can try to superpose one triangle over the another one, and we will get that all the 4 triangles are exactly covering each other completely and exactly. Therefore we can say that area of all the 4 triangles are equal. Hence we can say area of each triangle. Hence we can say area of each triangle is equal to 1 upon 4, as there are 4 triangles, 1 upon 4 of area of square. Now we know how to find area of square. It is side square. So this is 1 upon 4 of side square. And what is the side length here? It is 5. So this will be equal to 1 upon 4 into 5 square, and 5 square is 25. So this is 25 upon 4. So therefore we will get, by simplifying, area of each triangle is equal to 25 upon 4 square centimeters, or it can be written as 6.25 square centimeters. So what we did here, we have taken one square and divided it into 4 congruent triangles along the diagonal of the square, and from there we got area of each triangle will be equal to 1 upon 4 of area of square, that is 1/4 of the area of square. And area of square we can use and area of square we can find using the formula that it is equal to side square. So we got area of each triangle which is equal to 6.25 square centimeters. Now let's consider this example. Here we are having triangle ABCD, in which one of the side length is 6 centimeters and another is 4 centimeters. And this rectangle has been divided into two parts using the line EF. Now here as we can see AE is equal to CF and BF is equal to DE. So what do you think about these two parts? Are they congruent? So what we can do, we can actually draw one rectangle and we can cut it along this line EF, and then we'll try to superpose one figure over the another one, and we will get that both the parts are congruent. So what can we say about their areas? So area of each congruent part. Now these two parts are congruent, so we'll call them as congruent part. Area of each congruent part is equal to half of area of rectangle, as they both will be equal only. Area of both the congruent parts will be equal only. So area of each equal part, so area of each congruent part is equal to half into area of rectangle. And now can we find area of rectangle? Yes, we know how to find area of rectangle, that is L into B. So this will be half into L into B means 6 into 4. 6 into 4 is 24. So this is 24 upon 2, which will be equal to 12 square centimeters. So therefore, if any figure is divided into two congruent parts, then area of each congruent part is equal to half of the area of the complete figure. So in this case it was equal to half into area of rectangle, because here rectangle was divided into two equal or two congruent parts. Now let's discuss how to find area of a parallelogram. For that we have taken one parallelogram on the graph paper like this, as we can see here. So what we have to do here, we have to try to find the area of this parallelogram. Now suppose if we drop a perpendicular from this vertex on this side, it will be like this. So we will get a figure like this now. Here is the perpendicular dropped from this vertex on the opposite side. So we will get a figure like this now. Now see here, if this is A and this is B, this is C, this one is D and this one is E. So here parallelogram is ABDE and ABC is a triangle here. Now what if we cut out this triangle and we try to paste it here like this? So we will get a new figure like this now. So here is the new figure. Now what do you think about this figure? What kind of shape it is? We have come across this shape many times and we have learned in the previous videos also about its perimeter and area. So this is nothing but a rectangle here. So what we did here, we have taken one parallelogram and we cut out a portion from it and we pasted it on the another side of the parallelogram. So this gives us a rectangle. Now what do you think about area of this parallelogram and area of this rectangle? Will it be equal? Yes, it is equal. So what we are having now, area of parallelogram is equal to area of rectangle. Now let's take length as L and breadth as D. So we know area of rectangle is equal to L into B. So it means area of parallelogram is also L into B here. So here what we have seen, we have just observed that a parallelogram can be transformed into a rectangle. and area of parallelogram will be equal to area of rectangle, and we know how to find area of rectangle. So do we always have to cut out one portion from a parallelogram and try to form a rectangle from there, and then we have to find the area? Will it be possible always? No, it is not possible always. So what we need a special formula for area of parallelogram. Now how to get that formula? Now try to observe here, area of this rectangle here, this one, area of this rectangle is L into B. Now try to observe this B. What is this B here? This B is basically this length, this much. This is the perpendicular here. So this is height of the parallelogram. And what is L here? This is the base. And this one is height. Now this is the height, and corresponding to this height or corresponding to this base, this one is the height. This H is the height corresponding to the base marked here. So what we can see from here, area of parallelogram is equal to base into height, or we can say base into corresponding height. Now let's try to discuss this in different way. Now let's try to find the area of parallelogram here. Let's mark this as A, this one as B, this is C, and this one is D. And let's take this vertex as E and this one as F. So here, what is the parallelogram? Parallelogram is ABCD. ABCD is a parallelogram and AEFD is a rectangle. So here what we are doing actually, we are just cutting off one triangle ABE from the parallelogram ABCD, and we are trying to paste it on the another side of the parallelogram such that a rectangle AEFD is formed. So here is one rectangle formed by cutting off one triangle from one end of the parallelogram and by pasting it on the another side of the parallelogram. By doing that, we get one rectangle. So now what do you think about breadth of this rectangle? Breadth of this rectangle, which is DF, this is nothing but height of the parallelogram ABCD corresponding to the base BC, and this base BC is equal to length of the rectangle AEFD, which is EF. EF is equal to BC. Why we can say EF is equal to BC? Because here we know we are just cutting out this triangle ABE, which is here pasted here, which is DCF. So it means BE is equal to CF. And what else do we know? This height H, it is same here. This one is breadth. So here we are having BE is equal to CF. This we know. Now let's add EC on both the sides. We can do that. We have added EC on both the sides. Now BE plus EC, this is BC. So this is BC is equal to CF plus EC. Now what is CF plus EC? It is EF. Now what we are getting? Base BC of parallelogram ABCD is equal to length of rectangle, or we can say length EF of rectangle AEFD. Now we know how to find area of rectangle. So here what we can see, we can say that area of parallelogram ABCD is equal to area of rectangle AEFD. So we can write it like this: area of parallelogram is equal to area of rectangle. Now how do we find area of rectangle? It is length into breadth. So it will be like this: length into breadth. So length into breadth will give us area of rectangle, which is equal to area of parallelogram. Now what is length here? Length is equal to the base of the parallelogram. So this is nothing but base into breadth of rectangle, which is equal to height of the parallelogram. So from here we can say area of parallelogram is equal to base into height, or we can say base into the corresponding height. Corresponding height means here we have considered BC as a base. So the height will be the perpendicular drop from the opposite vertex on the BC, and that is AE here in this case, which is H. Here AE is the height, because AE is the perpendicular drop from the vertex A on the opposite side BC. So corresponding to the base BC, height is AE. So we have just seen area of a parallelogram is equal to base into corresponding height. Now which side do we have to take base, or can we take any side as a base? Yes, we can take any side as a base of the parallelogram. Let's say we are having this parallelogram. Now consider this as a parallelogram. So if we are considering this AB as a base, now here AB is the base. So what will be the height of this parallelogram? So what we have to do for that? We have to drop one perpendicular from the opposite vertex on the base AB like this. So this is perpendicular. Let's say it is F. So here if AB is the base, then CF is the corresponding height. So what will be area of parallelogram ABCD? Area of parallelogram ABCD will be equal to, as we know, it is base into height. Now here base is AB and height is CF. So it means area is equal to AB into CF. So it means we can consider any side as a base of the parallelogram. So what will be the height corresponding to that base? It will be the perpendicular drop from the opposite vertex on that particular base. And area of the parallelogram will be equal to base into the corresponding height. Base into corresponding height. Corresponding height means we have to take height according to the base only. Now let's consider these parallelograms and let's try to find their area and perimeter. So for the first parallelogram, what will be the area? As we know, area is base into height. So here base is 7 and height is 2.5. So it will be 7 into 2.5, and this will be equal to 17.5 square centimeters. So this is the area of the first parallelogram. Now what can we say about its perimeter? So its perimeter will be equal to sum of all the side lengths. Now here, as we can see, one of the side length is 7 and one of the side length is 5 centimeters. Now side length opposite to this 7 centimeter will also be 7 centimeters, because in parallelogram opposite sides are equal. So therefore this one is also 5. So now what we have to do for finding perimeter, we just have to find sum of all the side lengths. So it will be 7 plus 7, which is 14, 14 plus 5 plus 5, which is 10. So 14 plus 5 will give us 24. So it is 24 centimeters. Perimeter of the parallelogram is 24 centimeters, or we can say it is just simply sum of all the side lengths. Now let's consider the second parallelogram. What can we say about its area? As we know, area is base into corresponding height. So here let's take this side as base. So this will be the height, which is 7 into 3. So now area of the parallelogram is 7 into 3 centimeters, which is 21 square centimeters. This is the area. Now what we can say about perimeter? Perimeter is sum of all the side lengths. So this side length will be 7 and this one will be 5. Now again 7 plus 7, 14 plus 5, 19 plus 5, 24. So here also perimeter is 24 centimeters. Now let's consider the next one. So here we have to find area of this parallelogram and then we'll find perimeter of the parallelogram. So first of all, area. As we know, area is equal to base into corresponding height. So here base is 7 and corresponding height is 3.5 centimeters. If we are considering this as base, this one will be the height. So it means it is 7 into 3.5. Now what is 7 into 3.5? It will be 24.5 square centimeters. So this is the area. Now what we can say about perimeter? Will it be equal to 24 again? Yes, it is equal to 24 again because all the side lengths are same only. As we consider, as if we observe, all the side lengths of the three parallelograms which we have seen till now are equal only. Two of them are 7 and two of them are 5 centimeters. So here this one is 7, so this one will be 7 and this one will be 5. Now let's move to the next parallelogram. So here again we have to find area and perimeter. So area of this parallelogram will be equal to base into corresponding height. If we are considering this side as base, then this one will be the height. So it will be 7 into 4, which is 28 square centimeters. Now what about perimeter of this parallelogram? Will it be equal to 24 again? Yes, it is equal to 24 again because all the side lengths are still same. So it will be 24 only. Now try to observe one thing here. Perimeter of all the parallelograms are same only, which is 24 centimeters. Now what about their areas? Are they equal? No, areas are not equal here. So what we have seen here, if two parallelograms are having same perimeter, then it is not necessary that they will have same area as well. They may have different areas. Now let's try this question. The question here is, find the area of the following parallelograms. The first parallelogram is this one, in which one of the side is given as 8. So what we can say about this opposite side? This one is also 8 because in parallelogram opposite side lengths are equal. So now if this side is 8, let's say this is parallelogram ABCD. If AD is 8, then what will be the corresponding height of this AD? If we are treating AD as a base, then corresponding height is of 3.5 centimeters. So it means area will be equal to base into corresponding height. So here in this case we are taking base as AD and height will be, let's take this as C and this is F. So it will be AD into CF. This is from this vertex only. So now AD into CF, this will be equal to 8 into 3.5. Now this will be equal to 28 square centimeters. So area of the first parallelogram is 28 square centimeters. Now let's try to find area of the second parallelogram. So here one of the side length is 8 again. So this one will also be 8. Let's take this as A, B, C, D and this one as E. So here if we are treating AD as a base, then what will be height? It will be CE. So therefore we can say area will be equal to AD, which is base, into corresponding height, which is CE. So this will be equal to 8 into 2.5. Now what is 8 into 2.5? It will be 20. So this is 20 square centimeters. So we know now how to find area of parallelogram. It is basically base into corresponding height, and height is a perpendicular from the opposite vertex on the base. Now here is the last question of this session. The question is, in a parallelogram ABCD, AB is 7.2 centimeters and the perpendicular from C on AB is 4.5 centimeters. So here if we draw a rough sketch of parallelogram, it will be like this. Let's take this as AB, this will be C and this will be D here. Now what is given? AB is 7.2 and perpendicular from C on AB. So here what we have to do, we have to just extend this. We have to draw one perpendicular here like this. Let's take this point as E. Now this CE is given as 4.5 centimeters. Or we can basically say that if AB is the base, then the corresponding height is CE, which is 4.5 centimeters. So what we can say, area of this parallelogram, we have to find area of this parallelogram. We know area is equal to base into corresponding height. So here in this case, base is AB, which is 7.2 centimeters into height, which is 4.5 centimeters. We just have to simplify this now. 7.2 into 4.5. Now how we can multiply them? We can write them as 72 upon 10 into 45 upon 10. Now let's multiply 72 into 45. So it will be like this, 72 into 45. 5 into 2, this will give us 10. Now 5 into 7, it is 35 plus 1, 36. We will put one cross here below 0. Now 4 into 2, it is 8 and 4 into 7, it is 28. Now we will add them. So this will be 0 here and then 6 plus 8, 14, 1 will be carry and then 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus 8, 12. So 2 here and 1 here and 1 plus 2 will be 3. So this is 3240. So what we will get from here? 3240 divided by 10 into 10, which is 100. Now in decimal form, this will be equal to 32.40 square centimeters. So this will be the final area of the parallelogram ABCD in this case.